on your professional pivotal moments. In your career, you obviously have few moments which becomes like the highlight in your career, creates your identity in a way. So let's talk more about your professional journey. You started your career from TVS, then you must have developed so many motorcycles over there. Then I remember meeting you at Auto Expo in 2016.
True.
Yeah, where Arun's concept Akula was launched. So take us through all that professional design journey of yours.
I think that way, I think even I work with Bajaj now, but still people hark on that RR310 and the Akula days even now. And most of the questions that come, if at all,
for sure,
because for that matter,
maybe after a few years, we'll also talk about your Bajaj stuff.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff there, yeah.
For sure, yeah.
True. To start with motorcycles, I think a couple of projects I've done with Bajaj are the current generation, the upgrade for the Dominar 400. TVS had worked on projects like the Victor, the Apache platforms. Then there was this vehicle for 125cc called Phoenix, and then of course the RR310. And auto expos were like really fun.
Right.
Like those are the Draken concept as well as the Akula concept. Those are like really fun things, because I think there's something magical when you show these vehicles in Auto Expo. You get immediate feedback from people, so it's like a quick market research.
Correct.
And when you put so much effort and you get such positive results, no, they are quite nice to.
I think that's a very celebrity moment for every designer if your products is getting highlighted over there, because there is press involved. There are so many journalists. There is an actual audience who are going to use your bikes and all that. So I think that's a very interactive, very it's a celebrative ambience, I would say.
True.
So yeah, tell us more about that.
Design community is so small, everybody knows everyone, right?
yeah, that is there actually. So at least by names, everybody will be knowing everyone.
Absolutely. So this, I think the first concept that we actually showed was for RTR was this Draken concept. So it was done by 2-3 designers coming together. So my effort in that was mostly on the headlamp, the wheels, the mechanical components of it, frame and things like that. So I think there the idea was to like show something really radical what the RTR platform can be. So that was like still feasible or something like that.
Correct.
So that became like a prelude to the current generation 4-wall RTRs or something like that. And then with the RR310, I mean it's like a first kind of sports bike or a full-fed bike of TVS, even though TVS racing has been there for long. So the hype is real, right? And plus with that added BMW collaboration with TVS and all that thing. So the expectation for that particular concept was really high across the company as well as actually during Expo. And it was more or less a free market research for us also. Before showing the RR310, the Akula concept is literally the RR310 only, just like the we made it a single seater and more track focused sort of a version.
Correct.
And it was really liked, and that gave a kind of boost to the entire company.
Most exciting part about this Akula concept was that it was showcased as a complete design project. So what happens when you see a product on roads, you won't know what happened exactly, like where the inspiration came from, what all went into it. But with Akula, it was like a complete design story. It showed TVS racing heritage to back it up. Then it's a track bike. Some aggressive inspiration was required. I remember Shark was the inspiration. So there were some clear points where you can see that those things have been taken care from Shark, like those fins and all that. So those things, and then how did you arrive at a very feasible, very nice looking, exciting, something which is promising the future, that kind of a concept, and then it eventually got converted into a production road version.
True.
And that story is very exciting, I say, and that is something which you won't see it that often in this design, especially in Indian scenario. So I think kudos to you and the entire TVS team.
True, what you said is true. I think the very first sketch of RR310 had this tag of Akula in it. So I'm so happy that story which of a predator, of a evolutionary perfection kind of stuck well with the decision makers there in TVS, so they kind of saw that synergy with that actual product, the concept. So generally when we make a sketch or a concept, there is a inspiration behind that.
True.
So in case of RR310, the inspiration is the shark. So that was the idea. So the first pages had a lot of mood boards about shark, how it's kind of like a, if you look at the shark, it's kind of very sharp as a profile, but when you look at the surfaces, all the muscles are very smooth, very
Correct.
streamlined. So that kind of synergy, across the development of it, we kind of stuck to it. We made sure that sort of a feel translates to the final product, and it was a lot of fun to work on the project. It's a more than 4 years of development, right?
Awesome.
From the first sketch to the final, the vehicle when it hit the market. So it's a long time in coming,
Right.
and in between happened the Akula concept in the Auto Expo. And that was like a instant market research sort of a thing. So everybody got the confidence once the feedback was very positive in Auto Expo, and fine, the marketing people, everybody was like, yes, full hog, we can go into it and things like that. And there was a lot of aspects to that particular bike, so which was very new to me, and it was a big learning. Aerodynamics, like tooling, and surface finishes, materials, the sculptural value of it. There are so many aspects of it, a lot of things, everything coming together. It was like a maze of activities coming together. There were a lot of talented people who were involved in it, designers and digital sculptors and clay sculptors, the engineers and the management. It was somehow everything came together properly.
Wow.
The package and the design and everything. So it was quite a good project. Yeah.
What you're saying, when the excitement level or the passion of every team member of every different department
Aligned together.
that's when a successful
Magic
project,
happens.
that magic happens. And I think Akula or Apache 310, it's like that product which justifies it, I guess.
True. Thanks.
Okay, so it will be fair to say that launch of Akula was like a pivotal moment in your career.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would also say so.
So how did you deal with that? How did it feel that fine, you are working relentlessly to develop a product, to design a product in a studio, but ये होता है ना कई बार कि आप तो स्टूडियो में बैठे हो, आप 4 लोगों से डिजाइन मतलब डिस्कस कर रहे हो, उनके साथ मिलके डिजाइन कर रहे हो, बट योर वर्ल्ड इज लिमिटेड टू दैट, राइट? बट जब एक ऐसे ग्लोबल या पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पे प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च होता है, प्रोडक्ट शोकेस होता है, देन यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग लाइक द जेन्युइन फीडबैक. तो वो रिस्पॉन्स कैसा था?
It was actually 4+ years of work, right? So many people, so many efforts, so much time spent in it. So it was like a lot of effort, and finally when it actually made it out as a vehicle, right? It's celebration moment. So it's like more than the aspect of the recognition, all that thing. It's finally seeing your product in the market. Like I said, for it's a strong moment. It was a fun moment, and everybody involved in it had a lot of fun that particular day. I still remember the launch day, the day before the launch to this thing, there was the press launch.
Okay.
Press launch happened in MMRC, Madras Motor Racing track.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there, all the press was invited, and these special vehicles, RR310s, were ready for them to ride it and test it. So I presented the design story to them, and
nice. Oh, you yourself presented that.
So what is the idea behind this vehicle? So it was a nice thing, and towards the end of it, once everybody is ridden it, they're sharing a lot of these positive comments and all that thing. Towards the end of it, when that's the first time I rode the bike in all its fullness. I had ridden the bike before as a test mule, as a prototype and all that thing. Always with parts missing, and it's just test mules there. That's the first time I actually rode a fully put together vehicle, proper colors, graphics, everything, and riding it around the track that day was like quite a moment. That was like very, very, that I think that's like one of those things you'll get in your career, which will like, wow, we did it.
Correct.
It was such a well put together bike. I had really good fun that day. Yeah.
Oh,
Fond
nice,
memories.
nice.